Right, so this is today's table. It is tactical escalation against Josh's Necrons. I'm trying out a tournament list. I played it a couple of times so far and it's done reasonably well. But as per me mechanicum, Josh did help us put the list together a little bit, so he's going to try and pull it apart. Let's see what happens. So it's tactical escalation. We have put the objectives in the middle of the table before we rolled for the mission, and it's Dawn of War deployment. So we've got objective 1 here, number 2, 3's in there, 4, 5, 6 is there. So we've got some of the new terrain that I'm getting. It's not all painted up, so I apologise for that. A little bit bored of playing with my own. As nice as it is, just doesn't offer the line of sight blocking and the cover that this stuff does. So I've just getting hold of these, just started building it. So looking forward to playing some games on it. So there's the deployment lines and there's a full overview of the table. We'll come back to you with the armies. Right, so here it is, the 2,500 points of Eldar, I suppose. I'll talk you through the hypothesis, yeah, I'm not even going to say that, of the army and what the thoughts and plans are. So Warlord is the Archon with the Armour of Misery and a webway portal. That's it. 2 10-man warrior squads, each with a splinter cannon, each riding in a raider with splinter racks and night shields. They're the troops' choices. Fast attack, we have 4 Scourge with haywire blasters. We have 6 Reavers, 2 cluster caltrops. We then have 2 empty raiders. Archon's going in one and somebody else is going in the other one. They both have night shields but not splinter racks. We've then got the Ravager with 3 Dark Lancers and night shields, and we've got the Razor Wing stock, apart from he's got 2 Monoscythe and 2 Necrotoxin missiles. So that's the Dark Eldar part of the force. The Armour of Misery, obviously from the Archon, confers -2 leadership within 6 inches. Down here, we then have the Hero's Path Harlequin formation. The Shadowseer is Mastery level 2, and he has the Mask of Sorrows, which is -2 leadership within 12 inches. They have Infiltrate, Stealth, and Shrouded as well. The Shadowseer is Mastery level 2, like I said, and he drew Pearl of Discord and Shards of Light, so not particularly great, but they're going to be putting out a lot of dice hopefully for that, and then obviously Veil of Tears for that. We then have the Scalper Squadron from the Homunculus Covens. So we've got 2 lots of 5 racks with an Ossifactor in each, and then obviously the Venoms with 2 splinter cannons. They offer a further -1 leadership within 12 inches, so yeah, -5 if I'm in the right situation. I then have the Aspect Warrior Host formation from the Eldar Craft Worlds book. 6 Fire Dragons with an Exarch, 5 Dark Reapers with an Exarch, and then 5 Spiders, no Exarch. The Dark Reapers have Starshot missiles, and I've chosen to give them all ballistic skill 5 because of the formation rules. I've then taken an Eldar Combined Arms detachment. The jetbikes are half painted, so please excuse them. We've got there the Farseer Mastery level 3 on a jetbike, plus 3 Wind Riders, another 3 Wind Riders, no upgrades, and then we've got the Crimson Hunter Exarch there. The Farseer has obviously Psychic Shriek from Telepathy, Dominate, Mental Fortitude, and Shrouding. I was hoping to get Invisibility and getting the name of the other one, Terrify. So I've got a lot of aggravation units, I've got a lot of shooter units, and I've got a lot of troop killer and tank killer units. So hopefully we can get this to synergize quite well, especially against Josh's resilient Necrons. So we'll take you through Josh's army now.
Okay, so this is the Necron force I'm facing Harry with today. Warlord is an Overlord down there with Warscythe, I forgot what it's called, Nightmare Shroud, Phylactery, Phase Shifter. It works. He's got his literally got bodyguard, swords and shields, 3 units, 3 destroyers, 2 of which are heavy. Got Triarch Stalker, 2 Annihilation Barges, Monolith, all of which are stock. Squad of 9 Scarabs. Don't take these guys out very much anymore, but hey, gotta try everything. Shard of the Nightbringer, who is arguably the most overpowered model in the Codex now. Pardon the focusing. Then got 3 squads of Necron Warriors, 2 at 15 man, each with a Night Scythe. 10-man squad with an attached Cryptek. This Cryptek has the Veil of Darkness and a Phase Shifter, and no, sorry, not a Phase Shifter, a Chronometron. Other than that, no upgrades given, just a whole lot of dice to roll. Hopefully I can remain on my feet against Harry's wall of bullets. Should be interesting.
Right, so here is the deployment. I got to deploy first. Just to note as well, the Farseer is my Warlord, and the Warlord trait was the one out of the rulebook where I can draw an extra objective card for turn 1, which is going to be handy in escalation. Here we've got the Shadow Seer and his Raider. The Ravager there, scoping up some cover. The Warp Spiders are put in the open, but I want them to run forward and possibly harass those 2 objectives in the middle there. I've decided to run the Reavers as 2-3s because I had 1 spare fast attack slot, and 9 times out of 10 the 6 of them probably die anyway. So they're there looking to shoot forward, along with them ones there. And the Reapers are getting some nice viewpoints over the battlefield from up here. On Josh's side, he's got one of the I can't remember what them
Annihilation Barges.
Yeah, the Annihilation Barge there. The Warriors behind. Destroyers up here on the top. Again, line of fire. And I begin to wonder, maybe I should have taken that side to stick the Dark Reapers up there.
Probably.
Monolith here. Blocking line of sight to the Stalker. Lich Guard and the Overlord there. The Catan. Over here. Got the Destroyers, the other barge, and the Scarabs. So, them Scarabs, yeah, I need to keep them away from over here.
Good luck.
I'm going first. Josh, do you want to see if you sees?
Yeah, can do.
Oh my word, no! No! Right, we'll come back after Necron's turn 1. Point out as well, Josh's Warlord trait allows him to discard any cards he draws on the first turn. So what have you got turn 1?
I've got secure objective 2. Where's objective 2?
There.
There. I'll keep it.
Cool. So we'll now move on to the movement phase. Right, so movement phase, the Scarabs have moved up here. I'm going to have to get out of the way because I was hoping to be able to take them out with a Razor Wing in turn 2. I'm not prepared to give them 2 turns movement to get in over there. 1 barge just moved up as well as the Destroyers to get the objective 2 that Josh drew. The Catan has moved up. The Monolith and the Triarch has moved up. And the Overlord, what's it called, phase out?
Yeah, you phased out, disembark from the Monolith.
Disembark from the Monolith there. This one has gone through the ruins. And look what happened. What's that power called?
It's the Veil of Darkness.
Veil of Darkness, which means lots and lots and lots of rapid fire at either these. I'm guessing he's going for them though. So, we'll now move on to the non-existent psychic phase and then continue on to the shooting phase.
Well,
it's the Necron shooting phase. The Scarabs have ran in there to get some cover. These guys here, the Destroyers and the Annihilation Barge, shot down this Raider. It didn't jinx due to getting stealth 3-up cover. You got a pen which immobilized it, and then scored another pen on it as well. So the Shadow Seer's maneuverability is gone. Over here, the Warp Spiders flicker jumped out the way of the Monolith. Now this is a question, right? What's the big template called?
Particle Whip.
The Particle Whip was dropping here on the Warp Spiders. Now the wording is, if a unit is targeted, right? So their flicker jumped out the way of the Particle Whip, but because that's an ordnance weapon, technically he didn't fire it, he only targeted them. Do the other weapons then get to shoot at full ballistic skill or not? If anyone knows, please comment. So obviously that happened. The rest of the guys, the 2 guns on the front, and all these warriors here rapid fired into the Dark Reapers, and with cover saves and this, that, and the other, and the destroyer up there actually as well. I only ended up failing one save overall too many, and the Exarch was the last one to go down. Down here, I lost a single Reaver to...
that was to the second gun on this.
Oh yeah, it was the second gun on that, so I lost one Reaver to that, and they passed the morale check. So at the end of turn 1, Josh scores objective 2 and first blood. I should point out as well, I forgot to infiltrate the Solitaire, so he's going to have to outflank. So we'll now move on to Eldar. Dark Eldar, Harlequins and Covens, turn 1. So I've drew Ascendancy, and my second card is Fear and Terror. Shadowsea's had to get out here because once the Scarabs charge, he's then got nowhere to go. The bikes have moved out here, looking to cast something over there, and then probably flat out of the way. Scalper Squadron's deep struck here, looking to either take out the shard that's around there, or some of the destroyers, hopefully. The Warp Spiders have walked up to here. These two Reavers are probably going to die anyway, so they're going to hold their objective. These ones have moved here to claim that one, and the Death Jester's moved up there, looking to get some shots down on them, hopefully make them fail that morale check. So that's it for movement. I didn't have much else to do, so we'll now move on to the Psychic and then the shooting. Right, so Psychic phase, I rolled a 5. Shadowseer has cast Veil of Tears on himself, so at least he's got a little bit of protection to hopefully keep out of the way of things. Cast Shrouding on these, so they're going to get a 2-up Jink. Cast Dominate on these with the last dice that I had after I cast Psychic Shriek, and caused 6 wounds, and Josh failed 3 of his reanimations. They were on -1 leadership due to the Venoms from the Scalper Squadron causing -1 leadership, so at least that got rid of 1.5 of them. Hopefully you can take them out in the shooting phase as well. So we'll now move on to the shooting phase. Right, so down here the Disintegrator Cannon from the Immobilized Raider shot and killed, I think he did 2 wounds altogether. Down here the Venoms absolutely obliterated the shard, so he's gone thanks to poison. Down here, Shadowseer ran, he only got 3-inch run though, even with fleet, so I just pulled him back. He has got stealth and shrouded as per his rules. These guys flat out to here. It's worth noting as well that they passed their leadership test even with -1 in the Psychic phase and also in the shooting phase as well. The Ravager shot here caused the Barge to Jink. Down here, the Spiders, wounded on initiative, managed to take out 2 of the guys here, and the Ossifactor from the Venom through there shot down, and he passed his save. Over here, the Reavers, all of them, shot down at these guys, and even the Death Jester shot down at them as well and didn't cause a single wound at all. So that is it. I do score Ascendancy for holding 3 objectives. The Warp Spiders are on 1 here, just under there. The Reavers are on this one, and the Reavers are on that one there. So, D3, I score 1 point. Yay! I'm going to keep Fear and Terror because that's kind of the motto of the army with all the leadership modifiers. So I'm going to keep hold of that one. Right, so the score as it stands is 2-1 to Necrons, and Josh has just pulled these 2. So we can see what he can do, but he's got these reserves to come on. So do you want to roll them?
Yeah, I'll not roll them there because they'll go everywhere.
One comes on, one doesn't, which is great for me because then I might have a flyer on after it. So we'll come back after he's done his movement. Right, so movement phase, the Barge has moved up and the Scarabs have all moved up as well. He's going after the Ravager or the Shadowseer there. This flyer's come straight on there looking to get a shot down on the Farseer down there. This guy's elected not to move. Josh doesn't want to risk the leadership test. I think he's quite happy to shoot at them. Stalkers come sideways, looking to get straight on at that Venom. The Monolith and the Overlord pushed forward there. The Barge and the Destroyers have stayed where they are. Those warriors are spread out, looking to take on the Death Jester there as well. So that's it for the movement phase. We'll come back after Josh has done his shooting. Right, so shooting phase. This Destroyer passed his leadership test and shot at this Venom. Did he save it?
Yeah, he saved it.
Yeah, he saved it without jinking. 5-up in run on them. This guy snap shooted at the Farseer and the bikes. Didn't get any hits. Over here, he fired his flamer and didn't pen the venom. Hurt 2 guys inside, but they passed their 5-up, feel no pains. Down here, he shot up with his flamer but didn't wound. Over here, the barge and the destroyer shot down at these reavers here. They passed their 3-up jinx, no problem at all. These warriors rapid fired into the Death Jester and he lost a single wound. He's got stealth and shrouded and he's in ruins. So 2-up cover save there. And down here, I've lost the Farseer and the bikes. I lost the bikes to the large blast from that. Caused 4 wounds, got direct hit, and that passed a couple of the cover saves due to shroud. And I elected not to jink because we don't know whether or not you would be able to shoot Psychic Shriek as a snap shoot or not if he jinks. So I elected not to jink. We decided, obviously, because it's worked out as a shooting attack, that would have to snap shoot it. So if anybody does know, I can point me where in the rulebook it says, otherwise please tell me. The Farseer was still alive though, but he failed 3 armor saves from the Night Scythe here. So that scored Josh Slay the Warlord there as well. I think he's got a couple of assaults that he's going to make. Do you want to roll them on camera?
Yeah, can do. The first one is these Scarabs. They've got to try and multi-charge everything. You've got one model that's an Overwatch in that with a single shooting pistol.
Yep. Hits.
Wow.
3s. Wound.
Okay, 1 drops to 2 wounds.
Okay, so
that happened.
We measured. I think he said he needed a 9-inch charge for the Raider.
That's
6.
Definitely into that one. I don't think I'm into the...
No, it was 8 inches to the Shadow Seer, so...
Right, well, I shall spend the reroll granted from being a beast.
No! No! Right, so down here, the multi-charge wrecked this Ravager, the Raider even, and the Scarabs scored 3 wounds on the Shadow Seer, and he failed 2 saves, and he's only got 2 wounds. So the Shadow Seer is also gone. Josh is pulling apart the plan here, exponentially, let's say. So I've got no Psykers left now. The Ravager as well is down to 1 hull point. Luckily, he can just move out of combat though. Over here, as expected, the Overlord took out the 2 Ravagers there as well, and he's consolidated onto their objective as well. Obviously, he was going last anyway, and despite the extra attacks, as my combat drugs granted me an extra attack, didn't cause any wounds, unfortunately. So we'll now move on to Dark Eldar, turn 2. Right, so I drew secure objective 5. I've got some reserves to roll. So the 2 poison boats, both on. The Razorwing, on. Crimson Hunter Exarch, on. The Raider with the Archon and the Fire Dragons, I'll reroll that, is not on. And then I've got the Scourge, is on. The Solitaire is on. So everything apart from the Raider with the Fire Dragons in, to Josh's relief. Right, so the Scourge have deep struck here. They did scatter, they went for the open ground here, but they did scatter. They passed all the dangerous terrain. Tesla did roll a couple of 1s. The Venoms have pulled back just to be out of range of the 6-inch move from the Stalker and then the Flamer. But I'm looking to take out them destroyers up there. Hopefully the Ossifactors will take out him as well. Over here, I brought the Razorwing on for some horde control with the missiles down here. See if I can get rid of these because they've just destroyed. The Raider here has moved on from the edge. I can either shoot at those guys there, or the AP5 will be useful against them, but obviously they've got a lot of wounds, so I'm hoping the Strength 6 missiles will do the damage first. The other Raiders come on here, can fire at either. The Reavers here, I still need to move them, and the Death Jester here I've still got to move as well. The Crimson Hunter Exarch has moved on from this angle and then turned 90 degrees to get a shot at that. It was either that or the Stalker. that thing can shoot down both the flyers, so I'm taking that as a priority. The Ravagers moved up there, looking to get 2 full ballistic skill shots down on the Stalker. The Solitaire outflanked. I was hoping to maybe go over that way and take the Destroyers next turn, but unfortunately he came on this side. But it gives him a couple of turns to move up and then hopefully assault something if I get a good enough roll on Blitz. So I've got a couple of more things to move, and then we'll move on to the shooting phase, since I now have no Psykers left. Right, so the Razor Wing dropped 2 of the Strength 6 AP5 missiles, I'm forgetting which one they're called, and he's took out nearly all the Scarabs. He left 1, and he fired the Disintegrator Cannons and took out the rest. Down here, the Scourge got 3 glances, and Josh failed all 3 of his Jinx saves. The Ossifactors took out the Destroyer there, and the Solitaires ran a further 4 inches. Over here, I got incredibly lucky. I got 2 pens through, sorry, a glance and a pen, and I got immobilized, so that is now stuck where it is. Up here, the 2 Venoms took 1 wound off the Destroyer up there. Crimson Hunter took out the Flyer. Down here, I unloaded this Poison Boat here, and the Lord dropped a wound. I unloaded this one at them, as well as the Death Jester and the Reavers down there, and he only lost 2. He didn't lose any to the Death Jester though, so they didn't run. He passed his leadership test, and I flat outed the jet bikes there just to secure objective number 5. The Warp Spiders down here as well caused a wound on these. Josh, look outside the what do you call it ones? The instant death ones, as I did roll 2 6s as well. So that is it. I do score, secure objective 5. So that's a score at what?
3-2 to Necrons.
3-2 to Necrons after turn 2. I'm going to still keep hold of this because I've still got enough to -3 leadership. So I'm going to keep hold of it. So we'll now move on to Necrons, turn 3. Right, so Josh has drew Age of the Machine, which is destroy a vehicle, or D3 if he kills at least 3. He's still got Psychological Warfare and Domination, but he still has another Night Scythe to come on with another, however many warriors
15.
it is there.
That's still not
and
on.
It's not on, so we'll now move on to the movement phase for Necrons. Right, so movement phase for Necrons. These guys have walked on from the table edge due to Invasion Beam on the Flyer that I shot down, so they were never technically in the Flyer, they're ongoing reserve. That's immobilized, and the Monolith is pulled back, probably looking to shoot over here and kill some of these. That bar just moved up as well, looking to get a couple of line of shots down on there. They moved, they only got a 3 for difficult terrain, but the bikes are straight under, so they can't actually move. And those guys have shuffled up just to be in rapid fire range of the Raider there. So I think he's going to take out the Raiders to prevent us having too much firepower and drop some templates down here. So let's move on to the shooting phase. Right, so down there, the Warlord fired the Flamer, targeted the Wind Riders, not Reavers, and killed one of them, but they passed the leadership test and killed 2 of the warriors inside of this Raider. We decided Josh was going to try and multi-charge these, obviously with the Wind Riders being the primary target, but he only rolled a 6, so technically they're on the other side. We just didn't want to lift the terrain up, so we've got that combat to do. The warriors shot at that Raider there as well, and one of the conversion beamers, Flux Arcs, shot at the Death Jester, but he passed his 2 up cover save. So we've got this combat here to make, see what happens in it. As I expected, down here, the Wind Riders didn't cause any wounds, and the Warlord absolutely smashed it to bits, and they consolidated out there. So that scored Josh Age of the Machine for killing a vehicle. He actually killed 2, and he's chose to discard Domination. So at the end of Necron's turn 3, the score is
4-2.
4-2. So, does my Archon come on? Yes, he does. And let's see what cards I get. Right, so here's a little bit of a question. Now, I deep struck the Raider there with a Webway Portal. I rolled a 1 for dangerous terrain. Fair enough, lost a whole point. However, Armour of Misery, 6 inches. if he was on the ground floor, I mean, me and Josh have played this basically, although that level is 6 inches, we treated it as level 3 inches for movement up and down and stuff. So, does the 6 inches confer from the top of the hull up to the model itself? Does it count 3 inches up because of the leveling? And if I place it on the floor, would 6 inches up still catch then? So, yeah, if anyone knows, again, please let us know in the comments. I'd really appreciate that. So the reason he went there is because I want to get the melter from the fire dragons on them. And I want the minus leadership from them because I want to get the death jester over there to shoot at them. So that's basically the plan. Take a leadership test at -4, hopefully. Down here, the swooping hawks? Scourge have moved up. I know they're in firing range of these, but I want rid of that. He can hopefully do some damage with the rest of his weapons. The racks have also moved up there as well to hopefully cause a wound. So I'm looking to hopefully take those two out. Hopefully the monolith, and hopefully the destroyers. Down there, the warp spiders used their warp jump generator move, so they're looking to rain some fire down on the Lord there. The raiders moved up as well as that one there to hopefully get some shots down on these guys. The reavers pulled forward, looking to hopefully take them out in combat if I can thin them out enough. If not, they'll probably run away. And the death jester is over there. The solitaire has ignored cover down to here. I didn't want him our flank on that side. I was hoping to get him up here to hopefully take out the lords or possibly challenge him over there. But it doesn't look like he's going to get to see him, unfortunately. He's too far away. So we'll now move... Oh, actually, that venom moved up there past its dangerous terrain. I did get secure objective 3 and death by 1,000 cuts, so I've got to kill models from 3 different units for D3 victory points, I believe. We'll double check after the shooting phase though. Right, so down here, the Razor Wing dropped the last 2 large blasts and it shot the disintegrator cannons. Lost 5 warriors there. Josh passed his leadership test again. The Ossa Factor missed. Down here, the Scourge got the last glance on this. Over here, the Fire Dragons did absolutely useless. Despite scoring 4 hits out of 6, they actually only penned twice, and Josh passed one of his cover saves, so there's only 1 hull point gone off the monolith. Down here, the Warp Spiders got a couple of instant death hits, and the Warlord is gone. These also took fire from both disintegrator cannons on the raiders here, and they're still standing. They passed their leadership. I then unloaded all 24 shots from there, and 20 shots from this one due to only being 8 guys inside at these warriors, and thinned them out quite considerably. There was 3 left with the Cryptek. They passed the leadership. The Reavers have already charged in. I got 1 cluster caltrop hit, and I rolled a 1. The Death Jester shot up at these guys and didn't cause any... he caused 1 wound, I think, but Josh passed his save. And the Venom here also shot up at them, and he passed his saves up there as well. So that is the end of turn 3. I scored death by 1,000 cuts. I've removed...
Did you?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I killed 4, so that's D3. I get secure objective 3 because the Venom is straight above it. Fear and Terror, I still don't get it. So, D3 for death by 1,000 cuts. That's a 6, so I score 3 points. That puts the score at 4-5 to Dark Eldar. Is it?
If you get 3 for death by 1,000 cuts and
then
1 for thingy, it's 7-4 to you.
Oh yeah, so that's 7-4 to Dark Eldar at the end of turn 3. Let's move on to turn 4. Right, so Josh drew secure objective 3, 5 and 6. There's 3. There's 5. 6 is there. And as you can see, he's done his movement. So the Night Scythe has come on there, and the warriors have all jumped out with the invasion beam. The other warriors here jumped out after the monolith had moved 6. He tried to tank shock the spiders, but they jumped out the way. So they are possibly looking to get this if they run inside of the building. Up here, Barge has moved up. He's securing objective 6, but he is immobilized. Josh rolled a 1. And down there, the destroyers have jumped down, looking to get some shots in on that raider there. So, we'll see what shooting does. Right, so all these guys snap-shooted up at the Venom and didn't score any glances. The Warriors here ran to secure objective 5. And then, here this Raider was shot at by the Night Scythe and the Monolith. It took one more pen, which will cause it to snap shoot, but I mean, it jinked anyway. The Monolith, however, dropped the template down here, and I've just remembered, these guys failed the leadership test and ran to here. 11 inches. I lost 2 of them to the giant template. Or is it the particle whip? Mm-hmm. I lost 4 racks, and the solitaire passed these 3 up in run. In combat, down here, he didn't cause any wounds at all on the Reavers. I passed my armor saves and me feel no pains. I then hit and ran out, which Josh was annoyed about, as he didn't realise I could do it in his phase.
Hang on. Stop filming.
Right, so down there in the combat, Josh was a little bit unpleased. They didn't cause any wounds at all, and the Reavers hit and ran out of combat. Enough inches to get onto their objective, which denies Josh that one.
Unless I can consolidate back onto it.
Which I don't think he's going to be able to.
6 inch long, 1 inch up.
Nah, it's not going to get you, mate.
Unfortunately not.
Nope. Meanwhile, in there...
3 and 3 up, even then.
In there, the destroyers charged at the Raider. The Raider was immobilised, so it was auto hits. Didn't cause any wounds. Josh lost a single wound to Overwatch to the Fire Dragons, though. So that remains there on 1 hull point. So, what cards did you score? You got Secure Objective 5.
3, 5 and Psychological Warfare from these.
Yep, so that gets you 3 points as you trump me due to them being troops. And they failed their leadership test. So that is 3 points. I think that puts you at 7, does it?
That puts it 7-7.
No problem. Right, so I drew Secure Objective 5, Supremacy, and Kingslayer. I've just rolled for Kingslayer already, which gets me 2 points. Supremacy we've had a look at and we think I could probably get it. We are running out of time though, so we are going to call the game. But that one there, the Venom would drop down and then flat out to get it back. We rolled, he didn't get immobilised. The Scourge have rallied and would jump back to grab that one, or the Solitaire could move and grab it. The Warp Spiders would then control that one. And then down here, the Crimson Hunter Exarch would come back on, look to take that out. The Fire Dragons could disembark and shoot at it as well. And then the Reaver with a Cluster Caltrop would hit the rear armour on him as well. So I'm pretty sure I would end up holding that one, which would get me Supremacy as well. We looked at Josh's next cards as well. And which ones did you get? He had to control all the
evens.
All the evens, and he got an objective 1, so I don't think he could get objective 1. The evens would be difficult, as he would have to get the Warriors to there, which would be a 10-inch move through cover and run. The Monolith would have to get rid of the Spiders down there.
No, I wouldn't. I would just need to put the Warriors there with it. But
yeah,
either way, that's still a movement, which is going to be a bit tight.
Yeah, definitely. And obviously objective 6, if that's gone, he could objective secure it with them. So we are going to call it there, as it is getting quite late. It's been quite a long game, but I've actually enjoyed it, and I'm quite liking the new board and the new terrain and everything. So hopefully we can play a little bit more on this board as well, and hopefully Josh will come back. He's going to get some new Necron models. I think he's after some Tomb Blades.
Yep, that's next.
So hopefully he's going to be shooting us with some Ignores cover, which, as you know, Dark Eldar rely quite a bit on.
Hey, so, I want someone that moves faster than 6 inches. I don't really give a shit about the Ignores cover.
Yeah, moving faster than 6 inches is something that I think Necrons
don't do.
No, they don't. So, yeah, that's it for the game. If you like the channel, please subscribe and share away. As I said, though, this is a tournament list. This has been filmed before the tournament, but I'm not going to be posting it to after. I'll probably do a quick video to go off the back of this, explain the tactics and stuff behind it. Obviously, Josh did pull it apart quite early on as well, with pulling the the Farseer, sorry, on the bike, and the Shadow Seer as well. I mean, immobilising that Raider there, it screwed with a lot of my plans, but I think I still had enough firepower on the board to deal with even Necrons. So, yeah, thanks very much for watching, guys.